God can be very tricky, especially when you're in your waiting season, when you feel like you've been working and working and working and things just aren't turning out the way that you want them to. It can be very annoying and very frustrating, and even you get to a point where you feel like the universe, God, whoever you believe, is against you. But I created an incredible, transformative, life-changing journal prompt that I think is really going to help you guys shift your perspective on seeing the evidence or paying attention to the bias that God is actually on your side and he's rooting for you. He's not against you. This journal exercise has completely changed my life. It's completely changed my perspective, and it's made me more optimistic instead of the typical catastrophizer that I am. And I'm hoping it'll do the same for you. It really, you just have to give it a chance and give it at least like a month or two. And I'm going to explain to you how it works. So here we go. Crazy, nothing fancy. You can keep track, or you can buy a journal, like a physical journal if you're that kind of person. I do something as simple as just using my notes app. It's very, very easy, very convenient, and when an idea or something is fresh on my mind, I'll just go to my notes app in my phone and I'll journal it. But basically what the exercise entails, it's super easy, nothing complex, is anything, whether it be small or big, and especially the small, it's like the small wins in life that you get, that you capture. Regardless, any small wins that you think is a blessing to you, that you think is for you, that has been given to you, opportunities, money, I don't care if it's $5, $10, whatever. Any little positive thing, again, no matter how big or how small, the smaller, the better. That way you build the momentum at first. Keep track of this. And what I do in my notes app, I'm not going to show my notes app because it's very private and personal to me, but what I do in my notes app is I use a little table that's on my notes app on my iPhone, and I'll write down like what happened and then the date that it happened. And I mean, it could be things such as me thinking about a person and then they come up in my life, like that just shows that, you know, there's something going on, there's something in alignment. But it could even be, you know, I started my career as a freelance social media manager and content creator for small business owners. And even getting new clients, or inquiries, even people asking about my services is such a win for me, because I'm just starting out this journey on the creative social media side. But even then, like bookings, because you guys know I'm an actor, and if you don't know, I'm an actor. So even if I get like a callback, or if I get an avail check, if I book something, anything that is worth celebrating for me, that shows that God is on my side, I write that down, and I encourage you to do the same. And I know right now you're probably in a position where you're like, Lady, my life sucks. There's nothing going for me. I've been praying and praying about finding someone. I'm single, I'm super single, hence me, I'm very much in that situation. So I understand the single girlies out there, but it doesn't matter. Just things that you think are working for you, that God has given to you, has blessed you with, that doesn't seem like much, but I'm telling you, it's like where the small little wins and the small little things add up. So it could be something as simple as you finding $10, someone giving you a $5 gift card, someone telling you that you look pretty today, or I don't know, anything random, buying a new coloring book for yourself, or someone giving, it's just anything that you think is worth celebrating. Again, it's the small wins that really do build up to the big. And I encourage you to keep track of those. What they call synchronicities. I don't really do much new age stuff anymore. If you guys want a video about that and how manifesting basically, or the world of manifesting in new age led me down to depression and bipolar disorder, please let me know in the comments below, because I do have a huge story about that. Again, no shade, no disrespect. If you do what you got to do to make it through life, I just found like new age and manifesting stuff made me depressed. But with that being said, just little things, little prayers, little requests, anything that shows that God is on your side, write that down. It could be literally the smallest things, because I'm telling you, I can't say this enough. It's where the small little action steps, the small little wins that build to something bigger, and that create that momentum. You have to start with a foundation, with a little grain of rice, and then eventually that will build. But I encourage you guys to please keep a track of what I call the trust journal, where I just little signs and things that happen in my life that show that God is with me and on my side. I'll give you some examples. In my corporate job, I was just given a $150 gift card for being a really good employee and one of the top performing employees of the quarter. And what other ones? I have a couple people inquiring about my social media stuff. I had an avail check with my acting stuff. I was gifted a gift card by my insurance company because of a situation that happened. Just little small things that, nothing has to be crazy or big. So yeah, just keep that down. Write down everything that you think is worth celebrating. And I will say, don't write things down that you think you have to write down, that you have to be grateful for, because that kind of defeats the purpose. The purpose is to build the momentum of that spark and that alignment, that energy that you feel towards positivity and towards aligning you with God being on your side and trusting you. I know it can be hard because I don't know your situation. I'm not gonna pretend that my situation is great and rainbows and unicorns, I know yours isn't either. But especially during the waiting season, especially again, like I said, for my single girlies, it can be frustrating, especially with the dating climate being so rough as it is, and all this like information on what to do, what not to do. It's just we're all losing our authenticity in the process. But I would encourage you guys to keep a journal. Like, let's say, I'm not a big fan of dating apps, but let's say you're trying to pray about finding your soulmate or whatever, and you download an app and you end up matching with a guy, and maybe it just didn't work out. Maybe you went to a date, but just the connection wasn't there. But the win is that you're one step closer to your person. So, or even you found some really awesome advice. I'm not big on dating TikTok advice, but you found some awesome advice that resonates to where you're at in life. That's a win. That just shows that God is trying to guide you in the right direction, because maybe that video spoke to you. So I hope this helps. Please let me know if you need a more specific prompt, but I just really want to share this with you because I know I don't really post on here as much, and I'm trying to change that. But with social media, with acting, with traveling and Disney stuff, it could be a little rough. But my intention is to at least post one video a month of just some scripting. You guys really like my scripting exercises and my journal prompts and all of that. So I do plan on doing more of that stuff because I love affirmations and I love speaking stuff into prayer and into existence. But yeah, more on that later. But let me know if you guys try it and what you guys think. Bye.